So, I kind of wanted for the start of this stream to quickly breach a subject that I realized, right? With regards to episode 3. I didn't mention it in last stream, but it is still bothering me to this day, right? Last time we found out... where did I put it? No, not that she's dead, but the most important one. Where is it? Here. There are no more than 18 humans on this Rokonjima, right? Let's see right over on the chart. Yeah, this one. You obviously mean this one, right? You obviously, I will not point fingers. Yeah, thank God, right? Because, like, without mustache, it is not the same thing. It will never be the same thing. So, I wanted to also point out right there that Runove, the goat Nove, even, last time, was pretending to be saying the exact same thing that his master would be telling, right? But this time in red. But the reason why Beatrice never said that in red, and in fact, just left before ever mentioning it in red and like going on to something else, right? It's because of this one problem, right? The world of 1967. Beatrice is dead, says Rosa, 20 years ago. 20 years. That's... Wait. Fucked up something. Give me a second. Here we go. Anyways. If it's 20 years ago, she also said something that's important. Where is it? It's definitely dead. It's not I definitely die, right? You could say she's calling it because she considers it her flesh prison, right? But she mentioned several times that to her, that thing was her flesh prison and not an actual person. But I don't think that's the case, right? I think something else died there. Something that wasn't Beatrice or a different Beatrice. But there's an issue in the fact that she was somehow still alive past that point. And apparently, like, it's not even justifiable, right? Because good old Beatrice said, oh, I died and then spent the last 20 years hidden as butterflies in the forest and avoiding Kinzo while planning my revenge. But if that's true, then we could not have had that conversation 19 years ago, right? Especially not in broad daylight, especially not with Beatrice wondering what the fuck is happening and where she is. So this is only, like, there's only one conclusion to have here, right? And like, we all see it. And like, I don't even know why I was wondering at first, but it's obvious that our good old friend Kinzo has a cloning facility inside of his hidden mansion, right? And he just prints Beatrice all over the place. Like, every day is a new Beatrice, and then he kills them for some reason, and then he prints another one. And at some point, he broke his machine, and that devastated him, and he decided to host this ritual as a last-ditch effort to make his cloning machine work again. That is a technology you could have in the 1980s, right? So it's obvious. I don't know why I didn't think of it. So, like, here we go. I think it's important to mention it. Here we go. And right next to the clueless. It was normally meant for the text above, but But yeah, there's nothing else that I've noted down, right? There's also the part where she says there are no more than 18 humans, which could imply something that Beatrice. No! Wait! Wait! Oh my god! Kennen and Shannon and Genji are not human! Or at least Genji is 100% not human. He is furniture. And they've repeated that constantly across the entire fucking episode. They're furniture. Right? Like if they made a point of this. It needs to be a bigger size. I was wondering, right, why she made a point of specifying humans. Right? She could have said people, which would have included the furniture, but she said humans. And it's not like she said exactly 18, because then you would have to imagine like 3 more humans that aren't furniture. This is specifically, right, in order to leave ambiguity as to how many more people are on the island, right? Like it's obvious in retrospect. It's absolutely obvious. I don't know why I didn't see it. Like the entire point of episode 2, right, that they hammered in was, oh no, I'm not furniture anymore. I am human. Genji's furniture. Kennen thinks he's furniture. Shannon, I am human. Right? That's the entire point they kept making constantly, every second. Oh, did I miss it? They are furniture. They are not human. I don't know why it spaced itself weirdly. Here we go. And I think that's the biggest revelation I could have right now. And I genuinely, it's not like I thought of it before, because I typically think, like, you guys don't see it, but I am constantly thinking about Umineko off stream. And this is an actual revelation I had in the middle of my sentence. But yeah, it's over. Okay. I think I solved a big part of Umineko episode 2. Or episode 3, right? Because this is probably something they wanted you to realize after a long while, right? I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, so last time. Okay. Last time, Beatrice dropped that truth nuke onto Butler, right? Which made Butler, a bit upset. And then the cinematic happened, right? Where we see where everyone was. Actually, I'm thinking about it. I think it's important that I record who's where. Right? This feels like pretty important information for me to record. Give me a second. So nanoka. So, let's make a big, like, if they give me the opportunity to record something, fuck that, I will. right? So parlor. Okay. Ensuite, I accidentally spoke French. It's the servant room over here, right? Then the kitchen. What do I call them? I'm gonna call both of them brown. Oh no, servant room brown, and this deep red. Whatever places out there, Kinzo study, we're gonna put it in the center. Alright, like this. Kinzo study, the parlor, the kitchen, the thing. Okay, and we're gonna put a room right there for, like, just as a general guest room, right? We're gonna put that in green. Okay. Now, on top of this, which, by the way, I'm gonna do something here. It's kind of bothering me. On top of this, we're gonna make the guest house on the outside, right? That is the guest house, and it's gonna be pretty easy to recall who's there because it is much smaller in scope. That's gonna be the room for the kids, and that's gonna be the servants. And one of them is gonna be green, and the other yellow. Okay. So at that point, we're gonna add the text in much smaller size. 16 may be a bit too low. I don't know why the music here reminds me of Misia's Izakaya. Like, do you guys hear it? It really makes me feel like I'm listening to Misia's Izakaya. Parlor room, then this is the kitchen, where the kitchen things. This is the guest rooms. If anyone says they were anywhere that isn't there, well, I can't, at least. I genuinely do. Like the music from the first area when you're cooking, right? It really feels like that one. Kinzo study, which is only gonna have one person. Guest room, servants. And kids. And important, right? Shannon and George making out in the rain. I genuinely feel like it's Misia Izakaya. Like, I'm gonna pull up the song moments later, but okay. So I could, if there was a way for me to have a chart of like every single ad from Umineko, I should do that, right? But I think I'm just gonna record it in text, and later I'll make a chart that contains every ad, or it already exists, and I'm a moron. It already exists. Give me a second. There we go. Then we just lower the size. I mean, Kinzo can be in near full size. It's the only one in the study, right? I think the conditions are pretty similar in this one, right? We've got Goda or good old Goda hanging around in the parlor room. There you go. It's gonna be size 50. No, 50 is too low. 60 should be good. Yeah. Okay, Hideyoshi first, obviously. Then Kiri second, because why not? I can't believe that last time in episode 2 she actually admitted to the witch being real. I can't believe she of all people would do that. Right? It's gonna take a bit, but I have a feeling that this is gonna be extremely useful. And then it's gonna turn out to not be relevant at all. Which is also a huge possibility. But you know, it's better to be safe than cautious, right? That's what they say. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Then we got them. We got Rosa too. I wonder if the kids are gonna die this time. I really wonder. I feel like, as I said, one of the biggest plays that Beatrice can do right now is killing Butler. Or killing everyone around Butler. Fuck. Here we go. And then there's only 2 more people in the servant room. Which is Natsui and Cross. I don't remember where Nenjo is located, so we're gonna check on that. Okay. Cross. Well, like, again, while I do this, I do want to point out, right? Beatrice has been very consistent on wordplay. All this time, she's been like extremely careful about her words. So her satisfying humans, I was very wondering, like, why would she do that? What compels her to do that? Okay, last time there was 2 people who survived here and a bunch of people outside who got caught in the bomb blast. I don't know where they're sitting. I know Goda is inside, right? He's inside the servant room, just like last time. Whole art and craft stream. Listen, art and craft is a essential component to surviving in society, and I can't believe you would not understand this. Right? Like, how can you survive at all in today's society without art and craft? Tell me. You can't. You can't. This is why it's a primordial thing that they teach to kids when they're small, right? What could I add? There we go, something like this. I guess. No, I should not. This is good enough. Okay. This is good. This is good. This is essential. This is essential to the chart being, you know, accurate. Okay. Then the obvious ones. Butler is hanging out with Jessica and Maria in their room. Here we go. George has not died first yet, by the way. There's a big chance that George dies first here. Honestly, I believe it. Like, not out of the trolling, oh yeah, he should die. No, I genuinely believe that there's a 80% chance he dies first. Right, in the first Twilight. I don't know about the second and other. I'm talking about the first Twilight. It would make sense if like all 18 are included. But I mean, some of them died twice in a row. So who knows? You're the bestie. Right there. The bestie. We love Jessica. This is a Jessica lover stream, right? If you don't love Jessica, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? It's crazy that you would not like Jessica. Anyways, I don't remember who else is anywhere. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I think we're missing Kanon and Genji, that I do not know where they are. And then Nanzo and Kumasawa. Those are the people I don't know where they are. And I know, or I could notice, right, by going back to the cool cinematic. Which is gonna take a bit. Beatrice! Then we're gonna have the cinematic here, right? Okay. And then she says the thing. Good job, Beatrice. You actually got me too. Okay. And here we go. Right? Is this it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is that part. Okay. Okay, we're gonna see. I can't hear the stream. Oh. Good to know, good to know. Yeah, thank you for telling me. Here you go. Okay, Kanon and Genji in that room. On the manor. Or on the guest house. Okay. And those two are making out. Just heard the door unlock. I just heard the door unlock. I'm not crazy, right? Right? I heard the door unlock in the middle of the thing. There's no way they all die again. I mean, that would be surprising considering Eva's in the room with them. Okay, Gurda's in the kitchen, actually. I got that one wrong. So we got Genji, Kanon, Gurda, and there's Nanjo and Kumasawa. Hello? Nenju and Kumasawa. Are we... Did we forget about them? Is this not showing me where Nenju and Kumasawa are? It showed every single person except Nenju and Kumasawa. What the fuck? What? What? Why not them? Okay. I'm including that. I'm definitely including that. Maybe they die first. But that's not possible. Because then they will not include more people, right? They included 6, like... The first who die are 6 people every time. Nanju and Kumasawa aren't in the list somehow. Nanju and Kumasawa are just not on that list. Okay, give me a second to fix this. Alright. And then, I genuinely don't think it's because they die first. This is weird. We included everyone except those 2. Because those are the 2 people we don't know their location or their alibi. I think that's it, right? We don't know their alibi, so they're not included in this. So we're gonna resize it to 70. And then... Also, our good old friend, Nanjo. Right? I don't think it's because of a murder, but I do think it's because, like, they share an important role in what's happening. Okay, we got Cannon. Our good old friend. Which, by the way, I never pointed it out, but he has a terrible, terrible ass. Yeah, I'll expand the guest room servants. It's a bit small. And then Genji. Which they got, if you remember in episode 1, the reason why they're there is because specifically Natsui does not trust them. Natsui does not want them around because she thinks they're like spies for Kinzo. Which they kind of are. So, you know. Good on her for noticing. Here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna... go. Here we go. What? No, I purposefully excluded it. Put it... Okay, this should be good, right? Oh, it's connected here. Okay, okay, I'm a dumbass. Like this then. Here we go. Yep, it is good. I did good. I did good to check on that, right? This is important. The fact that they're missing. Okay. I think that was worth it. I think that was worth the billion hours I spent on this. Okay. Besides that, I think it is time for me to start reading this out. My apologies for taking so long. I've spent 30 minutes on this shot. God damn. Very, very sorry, guys. But yeah. Well then. How will this game be resolved? You may submit, or you may resist. Either way, it will truly be an entertaining banquet, worth building my short remaining life on. In his dimly study, occasionally brightened by lightning, Kinzo kept mumbling and laughing to himself. On the antique clock was the intricate design that had been sitting on his desk. Two overlapping hands tilted to the right and began to slide. The measure of time that counted up to 24 had returned to 0, and had begun to count back again. Yeah, that's how a day works. Measuring time is a brutal thing. It drags itself all the way to 24 over the course of the day, and returns back to 0. It certainly did count to 23:59. However, is it ever able to reach 24? This is the type of deep philosophy you get like iron weed. I just think you're so smart, alright? It's that video of if I cut your leg off, where will it hurt? My leg, duh. But where are you gonna feel the pain? My leg. But are you gonna feel your pain when your leg is gone, right? It's that one. This is so stupid. If you conclude I return to 0 again without reaching 24, how futile must it all be? But perhaps the person's life is the same. You live, for a perfect 24, and then the instant you reach it, you return to 0. This is so dumb. People would probably raise the departed, saying that he did reach 24, but he most certainly did not. In the end, he was 0. God damn it. I am different. I will leave and reach 24. Itself is a golden land. Well, that is where Beatrice dwells. He had been fumbling around with some tarot cards for some time. It looked as though he was trying to divine his own luck with a contest, doing it over every time. He didn't like the result. The most forbidden action in tarot reading is trying to predict the same thing twice. To do so ridicules the results of fortune-telling, and also desecrates those beings higher than humans that give revelations through the tarot cards. However, Kinzo knew tarot cards shouldn't be used twice because they're nothing more than a random number generator. Reading them twice will naturally cause a different result to appear. Therefore, reading them twice was only forbidden to preserve the mystique of the tarot cards' results. However, that did not mean that Kinzo didn't take tarot reading seriously. Kinzo's interpretation of tarot reading was done in a completely different way. That was to repeat the reading over and over, without giving up in the slightest, until he reached the results most favorable to him. I struggled to say that sentence, goddamn. The mark he set for his most favorable result would vary, but when he demanded the most favorable result, in a strictly literal sense, it was the same as a simple roulette of luck, where he seeked an arithmetic miracle. However, Kinzo used miracles of numbers as the basis of his magical power, so this functioned perfectly well as a magical ritual. In other words, until the result he desired appeared perfectly, he would strive to repeat the tarot readings over and over, with conviction, turning the feeling of his heart into prayers, so that when they reached the heavens, they would be sublimated into results. This was Kinzo's personal magical interpretation. Therefore, even though Kinzo's tarot cards were no different from those generally used, the way in which they were used was completely different. That's an interesting way to make magic. I don't think I've ever seen a magic system like this before. Tonight will not go as I thought. Kinzo stopped his hand for a second. He seemed not to be getting the results he wanted. On the contrary, bad cards that shouldn't show up so often appeared repeatedly, and continued to interfere with the miracle Kinzo wished for. Is that how it is? Kinzo seemed to have received some revelation that was different from normal. But judging by the unlucky cards scattered across his desk, it was difficult to imagine that the omen had been a good one. For a while, He closed his eyes tightly, pondering something. Then, as the thunder rode, he made up his mind about something, took the telephone from the receiver, and dialed. It is I, yes, Kenji Bear. An urgent matter has come up. In front of the entrance hall, Shannon's once burning face had been cooled off as a appreciator. She had thought that George's proposal would surely come sooner or later. It wasn't as though she hadn't prepared herself mentally, and she had answered by nodding. Had she been reckless because of her youth? Should she have thought about her future more seriously, especially considering she's 16 years old? I wonder if my immediate reply made him think I'm a cheap girl. If I'd at least waited until tomorrow morning, would that at least have shown him I was taking this seriously? Didn't she wait until tomorrow morning last time? Though she'd already received a read from George, Shannon kept fidgeting in embarrassment. I should have done this, I should have done that. Oh fuck. As she did, she heard the sound of footsteps splashing through puddles. Shannon immediately chased away the emotions welling up inside her. Genji-sama? I'm Shannon too! I'm sorry, I have to go back soon. She goes stiff, thinking she'd surely be scolded for spending too much time in a second lover's meeting with George. Shannon, the master told us to come to the study. Staying was urgent. Let us hurry. Huh? Yes, certainly. What in the world? He said he had a premonition of misfortune. But convenient for him, considering he's the one who started this ceremony. We will enter from the back, so that Goda doesn't notice us. Tidy footsteps. What? But Goda is in the kitchen. And the kitchen has been established to be right next to the back door. This is stupid. You're a dum-dum. Yeah. Mikan, take care. You're so noisy. Rude. Catman was especially good at hiding his footsteps. Just like a cat. He was able to suddenly be there without anyone noticing. And leave in the same way. I recognize a clue when the game gives me a clue. I recognize a clue when I'm being told one. Right? I'm not stupid. This is clearly a cue. For example, even though he stepped in puddles, the sound he made was far smaller than that of the rain hitting them. Fuck. And I suddenly pressed the wrong key again, goddammit. Yeah. The sound he made was far smaller. Oh my god. Please. I swear to god, I'm very sorry. It's far smaller than that of the rain eating them. Renji also had abilities of that kind. However, those servants called furniture were supposed to be like that. Yeah, see? Furniture. Furniture isn't human. Especially not for Beatrice. She has made a point of like considering furniture to be less than human. Which is also why she said there are no more, and not there are 18 people. There are no more includes the fact that there could be less than 18. Right? Which is also, yeah, right there. If the 90% doesn't exist, the implication was false. Because that means there could be less than 18 people. Right? The contrapositive doesn't work in this case. As I said, I think this is pretty important, so I'm saving it. I'll make it smaller, though. didn't have the same amount of space. And I think that's enough. I don't need more. Wait, no. It's an annoying thing. You have to zoom in if the thing is small enough. Here we go. And then we can delete all of that. Then we can resize all of that. Like 60. Okay. Okay. Let's keep a move on. She was also trying to hide her footsteps, but compared to Ganon and Genji, well, you could say she was a little more boisterous. Immediately, they thought they felt something. It was different from a sense of smell, and it seemed to eat the depths of her nose. Oh so, what? It barely started. They sought to describe sensation, which you might call a sixth sense, fitting here, allowed them to perceive that something was different than usual.
Genji-sama.
Genji-sama. Indeed, let us hurry. That sensation made it feel as though a tense something was burning around them. Realizing that, the three of them dashed up the stairs, heading for Kinzo's study while still hiding their footsteps. When they dashed up the stairs, that smell of sweet poison, particular to Kinzo's study, reached their nose. That is not okay. The door was opened. What is it, Genji? The barrier is dead. Huh? Oh. After hearing Kanon's words, she looked at the doors to the study. The scorpion pattern was engraved on the doorknob. Okay. I'm also gonna record that one. Right. I don't think it matters, but I think it does matter to some degree, because, like, if Kinzo finds out the barrier is dead in episode 1, right, that would justify him hiding from Natsui and Eva. Because I was wondering what reason he would have to hide from Natsui and Eva. Powerful ward against magic. Final barrier, which protected Kinzo himself. It had been broken. Of course, there was no change to the doorknob that the eye could see. However, those who could understand things people couldn't perceive were able to recognize that a dramatic change had occurred. Master! Master! It is I, Genji! Please open the door! Genji called in this way after knocking several times, but there was no answer from the study. Shanon, get her back. And search inside the room. Yes! Ganon put his ear against the door, searching for a presence inside the study. To protect the backs of the pair watching the door, Shanon faced the other way, ready for the unexpected. The master must be in here, but it's too quiet. Do you mean to say it's safe? No, it's too quiet. Would it possibly be? Master, excuse us about the door. Genji pulled out a gold key out of his pocket. It was the only key to the study that existed, other than the one Kinzo held. That's the next closed room. Okay. That is the new closed room they're giving us. He stuck it in the keyhole and turned it heavily. First glance, that seems to prove that it was a sturdy lock. However, not that the barrier had been destroyed. This door might as well have been left open from the viewpoint of anyone with magical power. Okay. Still important, right? If you tell me there's a locked room, anything that makes the door easier to open is important, right? Right? Like, I feel like this is kind of obvious here. The heavy sound just now meant that the door had been open, even for humans.
失礼いたします。
Excuse me. Oh, wait, no, that's important too. Because, like, this time it's not even for magical beings, it's for even for humans. That was after the insert of the key. I'll lower the size of all that. It's a bit big. As Genji respectfully bowed his head, and Kellen's sense of tension grew tighter. And Shannon trembled. They entered the study. They immediately discovered Kinza's figure. He was sitting on the reception sofa so that his back faced them. Genji noticed the person sitting across from him, and again, bowed deeply. Kellen also noticed that person, but he didn't bow his head. He stood in front of Shannon and spread out his arm, blocking the way to her. So without even seeing the person's face, Shannon already had a good idea who it was. So you have come, Beatrice-sama.
Genji.
Genji, is it? Important. That this is pretty important. Too big. Too big still. God damn, she's a fat ass. 50% of the size this time? Yeah, that works. God damn it. There we go. Nope, not big enough. 40% then. Playing with ratios is a bit complicated. I will admit that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There you go. Genji, is it? You came very quickly. It is always best when furniture answers to their master's call quickly. Unlike this person. So, Runobe-sama has come as well. Runobe is physical? Genji directed his greeting towards the thin darkness behind to the right of Beatrice, where there shouldn't have been anything. Even Kennen and Shannon would never have imagined that someone was there. However, the darkness responded immediately and praised Genji's eyesight. As usual, you don't disappoint. It has been quite some time. I was gonna say that he would also fit as a human, but no, he doesn't. He also calls himself furniture. Even if he's human, like not a demon, he also calls himself furniture. Ah, as a goat. The true goat. I think it's better to have Beatrice and Runobe outside. Wait! Wait! What if, okay, hear me out. What if this is just Nenjo and Kumasawa? What if it's just Nenjo and Kumasawa who are LARPing? Like, listen, we don't know where they are. Okay, and then we're gonna link them together in red because it's obviously true. Right? They look just the same. There we go. Feels you've grown old, haven't you? Having so many years truly pass you by? My days have been full and satisfying. It appears you have been living quite a full life yourself, Runobe-sama. Yes. Sama means he respects him, right? That's what the other thing means? Thank you. And Shannon, it's been a long time since I last saw you as well. You have grown quite beautiful. Well, it seems that you have grown quite strong. That is fortunate. Thank you very much. Nisan, who in the world? This will be your first meeting, Canon. I, Runobe, have been entrusted with the position of Beatrice-sama's head furniture. I am an old friend of Genji. And I am also furniture, just like you. Although the master I serve is different. The tense color didn't disappear from Canon's face in the slightest. Depending on the master furniture served, they might be kind or brutal to anything else. If this person claimed to be furniture serving the hated Beatrice, then he must be despicable as well. Not sure about that one. Cackle, cackle. It seems I'm totally despised. It's as though you hate everything that has anything to do with me. Beatrice openly sneered at Canon's hate-filled face. Then Canon finally realized. Beatrice and Kinzo were having a chess game across the reception table. But Kinzo hadn't even quivered. He was holding his head with both hands, his eyes closed tight, as he contemplated his next move. Or was he in anguish? Master! I have told Kinzo two things. It's good news and bad news. The good news is that I have the good fortune of being reunited with me before the ceremony ends. The bad news is that Kinzo has been selected as the very first sacrifice in the ceremony. Cackle, cackle, cackle. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it, because it truly was decided by the fickle roulette. Liar! We know you're just a murderer who kills for fun. Stop it, Canon. Oh, Kinzo, isn't it about time you decided to accept your loss? With this, all long contest is at an end, yes? At a glance, it was hard to make out the situation on that chaotic chessboard. However, judging by Kinzo's anguish and Beatrice's malicious confidence, it seemed to be over already. It is unavoidable. Perhaps even this could be amusing. This to me too. Resolving my contest with you may bring a flood of emotions, but it has already surpassed love and hate. It was fun. This past few decades certainly weren't boring. Beatrice advanced as her queen and made her final move, and that decided it. Checkmate! This is my final tribute to you. Without any reservations. Leap. I can't imitate that. Okay, well, in the dialogue, Kinzo suddenly stood up and laughed, like an opera singer facing a full crowd and spreading his arms, as though he had succeeded in a century-long plan. Okay, that's fire. That's fire. Right there. That laugh sparked crimson. Crimson flames poured out from inside him. Why ever phrasing it like he's speaking? Spitting even out of his mouth, ears and nose, and all at once, his body was wrapped in hellfire. But Kinzo kept laughing. The more he laughed, the more the hellfire spewed from his entire body and began to char him. Those flames became a brilliant light, which dazzlingly shone on the various magic tools throughout the room, making the distorted shadows dance across the walls. Those shadows looked like the dead in hell, watching over Kinzo in ecstasy as they burned. And the one who had made the contract with the witch, it was an extremely fitting end, in accordance with those terms. With that McDonald's Sprite. True! After laughing and howling in the roaring flame for some time, Kinzo flopped to the ground as though he was a puppet with strings that had been cut. He could have just won, right? Like, he's not even trying. He could have just won a chess. Like, why do you not just spin the chessboard around? It's like everyone forgets about it. I don't understand. Just spin that chessboard. Okay, I'm gonna put it like in a corner over there, and I'll try and figure out what to do with it like later down the line. Because I do not have an idea for a good bit to make with it. So this is just gonna be in this whole corner for a little bit. Those incredible blazing flames disappeared as though it had been completely burnt up. And afterwards, nothing remained but a festering and burned corpse that one could hardly bear to look at. All the servants are dead, right? This is what's happening? Horrible. You should talk, as if you didn't think there was a fitting way for him to die. Why have you shown yourself? Do you have some business with us? Stop it, Canon. You mustn't provoke Beatrice. You will see me over and absolutely terrified. I imagine I'll never get along with Canon. Hey, it's not as though I dislike you particularly. Beatrice grinned. Canon violently averted his gaze, obviously unhappy. His reaction was so different from what he wanted to do that it made the witch and her butler laugh. Pretty sure he just did that. Did what? Oh yeah, you mustn't provoke, and he did exactly that. Yeah, there. What a dumbass. His reaction was so different. Oh, okay. Canon, you stand in the presence of Beatrice. Carefully consider your manner of speech. Oh, I care not, Genji. Let him say what he pleases. I am gracious. Oh, are you gracious? I am always gracious to those who are about to die. Cackle, cackle. Canon was taken aback by that creepy laughter. Beatrice wasn't here just to take Kinzo's life. The first toilet requires 6 sacrifices. Kinzo alone wasn't nearly enough. I was checking if I missed a line for some reason. And we just casually walked near. Cackle, cackle, cackle. Here now, Canon. It isn't as though you'll be selected as sacrifices just because you came here. After all, you were called here because you'd been selected already. What? Their instincts were good enough to spot a meeting instantly. 6 sacrifices were required for the first twilight. After Kinzo, how many more would you need to add up to 6? 7. 7, right? This mentioned, the number 5 instantly made him think of the number of servants here. Is that what you desire? Indeed. Thank me, furniture. Now your days of suffering will finally end. You have to thank me for coming here to tell you this. Certainly, if that is your desire. Genji! Genji had agreed to the witch's earthless announcement with his usual demeanor, without raising an eyebrow. Now that the master is dead, Beatrice-sama is our master. Responding to her demands shall be our final duty. Canon, you have done well serving until today. The work is now over. What I expected of you, Genji. I'm your fellow furniture. I'm proud to have known you. Canon, do you have any objections? No. I heard that George gave you a ring. Do you still say that you have no regrets? Yes, that blessing was more than furniture deserves. She doesn't consider herself human in this one. What? What happened? Who broke the mirror then? It's like their entire personality shifted. He's not like that normally.
指輪を頂戴しただけで
Just receiving the ring has already satisfied my feelings.
すでに達せられております。
Kellen couldn't take quite as much of a physical being of you as Genji. There probably were regrets left in her heart. She probably wanted to spend a little more warm time with the person she cared for, George. But she released herself from that. She took a single deep breath, and a blank expression rose to her face. Very well. It does surprise me a tad to find that you gained such composure, Shannon. It seems you too have taken a philosophical view as furniture. Don't you at least shed some bitter tears for not being able to spend a night with the man you love? What a boring woman. This feeling cannot be understood by the likes of you, Beatrice. If you desire our lives, please accept them. We will solemnly carry out that duty. Very well. Excellently put. Just the type of person Beatrice can handle. He's taking such a fuss at viewers of things lately. I must have tormented her too much last time. Speaking of which, did I do the same to Butler? Am I still soft? Or is the way I cornered them lacking? In any case, she's just no fun. However, it seems you will still entertain me, right? Canon. Compared to the two who had taken a far-sighted approach, there was a painful anguish on Cannon's face. Cannon was still far too young to accept his demise after being told of it by a suddenly appearing witch. Wait, let me check something. Right? Okay, no, never mind. I wanted to see if it described him as furniture in his bio. But don't. Canon! It bored him more than anything. And the fact that the other two have obediently accepted their deaths isn't amusing at all. So I hope you don't betray my expectations. Are you trying to make me your plaything? Canon realized that it was being provoked. However, no matter how furiously anger spurred him on, his opponent was a witch. He was furniture. He hadn't had a chance of victory from the beginning. But the witch was expecting that he would struggle in vain and writhe around, and was even looking forward to it. Just thinking about that, it was frustrating enough to get his blood boiling. Was disappointing the witch by refusing to resist, like the other two. The only way he could strike back at her. Eldest of the Seven Sisters of Purgatory, Lucifer, arise! Lucifer of Pride, right here! Canon, it would be far too cruel to force furniture to fight a witch. No matter how much anger spurs you on, you would have no hope in a battle without a chance of success. Of course, such a battle would be boring for me as well. So let it be furniture against furniture. Why not resolve it with a battle between you two? That should be enough to allow you some hope for victory, right? Forgive me, Beatrice, but how could I be inferior to this good-for-nothing furniture? I bet this cutie could have any chance of against me. Prove that you can defeat my furniture. The 7 stakes of victory. If you manage to win through, let us see. I will let you select the 5 who will escape becoming one of the 13 sacrifices. I will welcome you to the 5. I will welcome the 5 you recommend to the Golden Land, without any condition. How about that? Canon understood that he was being provoked. However, the witch's offer was very tempting. By this point, Canon couldn't care less about these evil ceremonies the witch and the rest were trying to carry out. On the contrary, it was much more important that he remain alive so that he could be invited to the Golden Land, and have his wish granted by the Beatrice there. You cried, saying you'd had enough of being furniture, right? After a right you desire. I shall give you that human body you wanted so much. You cried yourself to sleep. See? Not human. What do you say? That way you and Jessica could be together, yes. Oh, just perfect. You may recommend that Jessica and yourself be invited to the Golden Land. If you alone find the happiness is in a satisfying solution for you, then you can add Shannon and George, the one she loves. If you're worried about beauty, then you can also add Genji. Oh, that's 5 people. Isn't that enough, Canon? With this much of a reward, you won't let me get bored, will you?
どうせ戯れよ。
Just playing with you.
耳を貸す
There's
必
no
要
need
は
to
ない
listen to her. I don't like it. Are you okay with this, Nissan? Beatrice couldn't hide her evil smile at those words. I don't like it. I want to be happy. I've had enough of being furniture. I want to become human and have normal love.
海が青いってことを知りたいんだ。
So it's the same thing in this loop too. We get a shot. We get a little bit of Shannon's boobs there. There you go. Any evidence we could get is good evidence.
若い
Oh,
です。
young.
羨ましい。
I'm jealous.
だ
That's why I like the young ones.
なのだ。Genji,
Genji, Shannon, stay back. Cannon, Lucifer,
仰
forward.
せのままに
As you command. I don't like it. That way you look down on me. As if Beatrice would be impossible. But with me, at least you would have a chance. I really don't like it. That was probably humiliating for Lucifer. But at the same time, she was also happy that she was lucky enough to have this adorable prey all to herself. Come, Punisher of the Witch.
いつまでも
Don't
僕
think
を
that you
見
can
くび
look
くこ
down
と
on
で
me
きると思うな
forever. Okay, are you gonna pull out your magical blade? They are! The G-pegs, where you can see like the compression directly on the glow. You're right there. Like, cannons look fine, right? His look fine. But this one is so distorted. So, Butler. There's no way Butler, like Meta Butler, just witnessed this. Isn't this a fun show? Cackle, cackle. Damn it. Another weird thing's happening. Like I never believed in a magic battle. Butler just... Look, don't turn your eyes away. Look at it. Look, look, look. It's magic. It's furniture. No matter how much you try to deny me in magic. Look, 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 look. You got all this happening right in front of you. It would be a waste to miss it, don't you think? Look, look, look. Just stop thinking. Magic exists. This is fantasy. Close your eyes. Look closely. Look, 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 look. You're getting more and more pissed off saying that. It's all useless. I won't accept wishes. I won't accept magic. Give me a second. But if it's being done right in the open like that, what am I supposed to say? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, there's no way this is real. There's no way this is actually happening, right? Like, it has to be some kind of vision that Beatrice is creating just to torture Butler. It's a game to her, right? So she would absolutely make shit up just for him to like be confused by. And then the actual crimes, right? It turns out they were all committed by humans. There's no way that in the 1980s they had either the technology to have lightsabers or that this shit could happen in the first place. Damn it! Don't turn away. Look close to me, okay? Magic exists. This is fantasy. So stop playing detective. I know your secret. You actually don't really like to think things through, right? Just stop. Stop. Cackle, cackle. Look. It's gotta be fantasy. It's gotta be fantasy. Wait. I feel like the sound of the game is way too high compared to mine. I really hope that wasn't the case the entire time. Like, was the sound okay? It felt like it was like super high compared to my voice. I really hope it wasn't fucked up. If I spent 1 full hour with the VOD, like with the music louder than me, I will fill my shelf. I think it sounds fine. I just lowered it like moments ago. So like, tell me what you think of then, of now. Fuck. Shut up. Don't talk to me. No, even back then, weird. Does it sound better now, at least? This guy's getting stubborn. Won't you apologize and crawl on the ground right now for being so conceited? Then you thought you could beat me? If you did, I wouldn't mind forgiving you, okay? Yes, okay, good to know, Palabo. If you ever notice something like this, don't hesitate to tell me. Then you wouldn't have to have your skin ripped off while you're still alive. You get lashed all over your body as you squirm until you die. You're a cutie. I apologize. If you do, I'll finish you off so gently, for it still feels great. Be silent, furniture of the witch. I have no intention of speaking with you. So you're saying you think nothing of me? The disrespectful gaze of yours. It's really ticking me off. Canon. He's any stronger than he was against Satan. This is why humans are so frightening. In fact, sometimes they even become witches and treat demons as butlers. So which should I cheer on? Okay, so this is also bothering me. Red there. He called Canon Newman. Like, he called Canon Newman. This is gonna be like a billion fucking things about the human words. But like, I want to make sure that I'm correct when saying that furniture isn't human. At least when Beatrice said those words. Age hysteria, Canon flying around in the middle of the room. Magic isn't real. Yeah. It turns out they just have like katanas, the both of them. They're just having a sword fight. You think this guy's on par with me? Not look down on me. As long as you have that pride, you'll never defeat me. You speak of Lucifer, the eldest of the 7 sisters of purgatory, and say that I cannot win? Oh, conceited! Hell yeah! Canon the goat! The goat! Oh no, the real goat is Goat Nove, but like, the second in place to being the GOAT. What? Kenan was desperately trying to stay alive, and he had a strong desire to become human. Never mind. Okay. So yeah, no, he's just wrong. But Lucifer didn't feel anything stronger than a slight desire to play. So, that led to an inevitable result. It was a result that could be reached by the power of humans. The power of the art.
これまでだ
That's as far as you
お
go.
前は
You
僕
cannot win against me.
決して勝てない
The glowing red curve extended straight out from Kenan's arm, pointing at Lucifer's throat, just beneath the tip of her chin. What is this?
この
How could
私
I?
がこんな
There
の
must be some mistake.
何かの間違いよ
As she ground her teeth in irritation, she tried to deny the truth right before her eyes. But no matter how much she believed in her own superiority, it didn't change the facts right in front of her. Oh, well done, Kenan. Wonderful, you haven't bored me. How pitiful my furniture is compared to that. Cackle, cackle. Lucifer, you are boring, milady. Was this open really too much for you to handle? I'm disappointed. This of the 7 stakes. A blessing like near rebuked an outsider. However, Furniture Saving the Witch knew what kind of severe treatment was promised by the rebuke, and understood what had been left unsaid. You good for nothing, furniture! She howled. Abandoning her last bit of pride, she made her body explode, exposing her true form. That form was a demon stake, which bounced off the walls surrounding the room. How could you shame me so much? Kill, 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 you blockhead! Even though you can't even follow my movements anymore. I won't play around anymore. I'm seriously mad. I'll pierce you out in one blow. I'll go right through you. Make a fountain of bright red blood. Reach the ceiling. Die! Okay, he's dead. After flying about wildly for some time, with speed approaching the limits of what a human eye could follow, Lucifer flew at Kenan's heart. She could tell that it was Kenan blood by the sweet taste of it. She quickly noticed one thing. She hadn't blistered heart. No way! Oh! Oh, Shannon gave himself up. Would you like some black tea? I am fine for now. This is so amusing. I don't even need any. Kenan. You're arrogant again. I told you that you wouldn't be able to defeat me.
勝てないんだ
The floor was stained with dripping blood. It really was Kenan's blood, but it wasn't flowing out of his chest. Kenan had sacrificed his own left hand to protect his heart. Lucifer was arrogant, even though she'd been given enough time to realize that this was an opponent capable of cornering her. In her pride, she had believed him to be worthless. She had gotten careless. So just as she had announced, she aimed for his chest, trying to pierce his heart. Because she was arrogant, she hadn't even thought of aiming for somewhere other than the place she had announced. No, maybe she had thought about it a little. However, her pride would not allow her from aiming for a different spot. To her all she was, Lucifer of pride. Kenan, withstanding the pain, grasps the demon stake sticking deep into his left hand strongly with his right hand, and pulled it out. When she heard the sound of breaking bones and even more blood dripping down, Kenan looked away reflexively, coward. There was an air hole in the back of the key stand so big you could clearly see through to the other side. Kenan's face was filled with pain. But right now, he had won, without a doubt. I want to... I missed that sprite. The one where she's crying, right there. I need that one. It's over. I would have screenshotted it. Wait. Okay. Demon Stake was gripping turned back into Lucifer again, so that Kenan was now gripping exactly where her neck was. Yeah, go. Here we go. We got the face. We got the face. We got it. I'm keeping it for now, but this is the type of shit I'm gonna keep forever. For a long time. Put it in the resources, bottom right. There we go. It's my victory. Beatrice. Canon didn't look back at all the end greeting Lucifer's throat. I challenged him again after the fight had already been decided. Canon had no obligation to be considerate. But even so, Canon released the witch's furniture. Was it his naive humanism? It's pitchy for another furniture, or a final bit of respect for the witch. In any case, when she was released, Lucifer fell face down on the ground, retching and moaning over the pain in her throat. Spectacular, Canon. Your great efforts have proven the correctness of some of Kinzo's research. Runobe was clapping his hands. To Canon, who had won at a great cost, and had a wound on his left hand that wouldn't close. Runobe's applause only felt like mockery. A possibility dwell within the human heart, right? My, this is why humans are so frightening. All possibilities dwell within the human heart, was it? My, this is why humans are frightening. Well done, Canon. I already read that. You are victorious! Spectacular! Are you okay? Canon! Canon ran up to him and wrapped her handkerchief around his left hand, which was still spraying blood. That was incredible, Canon! Truly incredible! Even I was hoping at least a little for an upset. That you didn't let me down makes you truly splendid furniture. Cackle. I think better of you now. Honestly, think better of you. You haven't forgotten the promise, right? She said... He implied he would have to battle every stake. Not just Lucifer. When she said the sentence, she said like, she used plural. I remember that. Indeed. Of course I haven't forgotten. Witches and demons may be inhumane, however, we are much more noble than humans when it comes to keeping promises. I will not go back on my word. I guarantee that if you won, I would give you the right to decide the 5 people who will escape becoming the 13 sacrifices. Beatrice Tama! It's all got little claws! Iggy! Is that what they actually looked like in the PS3 version? That's an incredible sprite. That's incredible. I'm saving that too. But you know, they just don't look as cool. They don't know. They don't look cool. That's the thing, right? In the OG version, they don't look cool. They look like annoying children. Here they look kind of cool, which I think is against their design, right? It feels wrong for them to have like any sense of coolness. Alright, I'm keeping it in the bottom for now. When Beatrice waved the pipe, heaven and earth turned just over just for Lucifer. The fucking diaporama 180 degrees flip. There's no way this is the same in the PS3 version, right? Like in the PS3 version, it can't be like that, right? Please tell me it isn't. Oh my god, I swear. So as a horribly natural result, he fell into the ceiling. The ceiling doesn't seem that high to people standing on the floor. However, people who fall on it upside down and heads first usually don't agree. Milady, isn't that a little much? Cackle, cackle. Perhaps you are right. I suppose I'll forgive her. Beatrice waved the pie again. When she did, the magic that had been affecting Lucifer released, and she's falling back down again. So as a horribly natural result, this time she fell properly back onto the floor. To fucking zoom in on her face as she starts spinning around. Oh my god. If Umineko isn't meant to be a comedy, then I don't know what it is. After all, she went back to normal. Yeah, like she got very prideful and upset, so she just like changed physical form completely. And she fell off hard, and suddenly she's back to her normal state. Beatrice-sama, forgive me! What are you so afraid of? I've already forgiven you, haven't I? Cackle. So, Kennen, shall we continue? Continue what? You aren't saying you want me to finish her, are you? Oh, no. It isn't over yet, right? What next? Stop dodging the question. I did promise you your reward, didn't I? If you could defeat my furniture. That's what I'm talking about. The 7 stakes of purgatory, right? Come, alright, the 7 stakes. The 6 younger sisters of the worthless elder sister. I knew it! I knew that she used plural. This is all it makes me think about. This Layla. Your vertical position determines your art style. That makes sense. That makes sense. The air split with shrill laughter, and as the golden splash scattered about, the remaining 6 sisters of purgatory showed themselves. All the 7 sisters of purgatory were here, after Kennen was able to defeat one only by sacrificing his left arm. By now, Kennen regretted his thoughtfulness, his thoughtlessness in accepting the witch's challenge. He had been foolish to assume that a game against a witch could be on an even footing. Lame! Oni-sama, why are you crawling on the floor? You people! I told you, Oni-sama's useless. Even though she acts like she's so great just because she's the oldest. That's only on the outside. Yeah, seriously. Lucifer, your disgraceful behavior will damage your reputation of us all. No, your shame, you novice. Kennen, that was totally awesome. But don't get cocky, okay? Lucifer brags all the time, but she's no big deal compared to the rest of us sisters. That's why I'm always saying Lucifer shouldn't do anything. Doesn't ever keep bragging all the time. After all, those of us with talent can handle all the tough jobs. What are you gonna do, Oni-sama? True, Safik. Yeah, the light blade can't do shit against a chair thrown right in the face, right? I don't know why everyone's thinking of that. They gotta think physical, not magical. Out of respect for your pride, we were planning to stay out of your way, in the hopes that you challenge him again in that beat-up body of yours. But Kennen sure is strong, right? Hey now, no matter how much you struggle, there's no way you could win, right? You... the people... Cackle, cackle. My. Your sisters are always so lively. Is this any time to fight among yourself? It's only together that you're the 7 stakes of purgatory, correct? Now play nice and execute the task I gave you. And swiftly, okay? Hey, Lucifer! If you want to borrow the power of your little sisters, then say it, okay? We want to hear you ask for help with your own mouth. Do you plan to mock me even more? I, the foolish, weak, ugly, and shameful Lucifer, the eldest sister, beg my younger sister to sail me. Come on, let's hear it. If you let us hear that, we'll save you. Okay? Everyone? You. Bitch! The seven sisters of Purgatory unanimously close in on their worthless sister, abusing her. Even Canon, who had been fighting for his life until a second ago, couldn't bear to look at it. As if I would say something like that. Quickly now. Clearly we won't make any progress here with you alone. Hurry up. Let the seven sisters strike Canon. Oh my. What is the matter, Lucifer? This is an order from Milady, is it not? Uncruel. For grinding her teeth over and over, during hearing her sister's curses, Lucifer trembled all over, and answered the sister's request. I, the foolish, weak, ugly, and painful, and shameful, Lucifer, the elder sister, beg. The girl known as Pride was finally unable to endure the words she was saying, broke down crying. However, the six younger sisters kept giggling cold-heartedly. Wait a sec! Don't try to trick us by crying! You haven't finished saying it! That should be enough. Come on, sisters, let us display our power. I won't be satisfied till I use the whole thing, okay? Come on, Honey, keep going! That's enough! Come on, this shame affects us all. We won't let them leave here alive. Okay, how shall we play with this pitiful furniture? Any wonderful plans? Yes, yes! Bills live within the seven of us should get along and split Canon up between us. Good idea. That way all of the sisters can live alone. Then I'll take the head. I'll leave the limbs and guts to you all. No, no! Forget the head. There's no way that promise will mean anything, right? First one they have ruins. Canon, Ken, if you got any idea so we should kill you, just tell us, okay? The seven sisters will kill you in an awesome way! Damn. You shaved me so deeply. Slicing you into 8 pieces won't be enough. I'll slice you into 100 pieces. Here we go, everyone. The stakelings. The seven of them burst at once, and they all died. It's over. Canon wins. They had no intention of playing or boasting. This time, they would genuinely follow their master's order. Take Canon down, swiftly. Seven sisters jumped around the room faster than the eye could see, examining how best they could kill Canon. They tortured Canon with their cruel giggles, sometimes making a close pass at him. They kept scraping his arms, shoulder, and cheeks, gradually carving red letters into his body. At that moment, Canon dashed up behind him, holding onto him so that she blocked the way to his body at least a little. Oh, the shield! At the same time, a red cylinder wrapped around the two of them, like a beam of light sent from heaven. The cylinder repelled the evil ones who tormented Canon. What? You're mean! This has nothing to do with you! I see. You must want to play with us. Then I'll take it. Oh my! Beatrice, can we take Shannon that prey? Hmm? Ah, I don't mind, as you like. It seems Canon alone won't be enough to satisfy your gluttony. We have our deepest gratitude. Come on, I'll make you regret coming out uninvited. I'll turn you into scraps of meat so unrecognizable. You won't be able to tell you which is which. Mix and mix you, and mince you into hamburgers. Idiot, breaking that bear should come first, right? Don't let your gluttony get in the way of your job. As an horribly natural protection, the Seven Sisters began to destroy the barrier Shannon had created. Shannon's barriers certainly was strong, was powerful enough to impress even Beatrice. But with its strength, frail furniture would turn to dust just by touching it. It was firm, like a tree with deep roots. But no matter how big a tree gets, it will eventually surrender to a saw or a ratchet. For the Seven Sisters, chopping down Shannon's barrier would be annoying, but not impossible. A sound like beetles jumping around grew even fiercer and filled the room. The red barrier began to be cut off and eroded away, as though with an hatchet or saw. No, with chainsaw by now. Is Genji gonna pop in? Come on, Genji! Genji!
愚かな
Pop off! Oh, foolish.
君の結
Even though you must know that your barrier
そ
can
の
hopefully
年を
protect you
防
from
ぎ
these
きれないこ
girls.
とは知っていたでしょうに
Why is Ronobe like giant in the background? He looks like he's twice her size. That's terrifying, holy shit.
なぜ
Why?
見過ごせない
Because I couldn't overlook it. A Shannon-covered cannon was already at its limits, sprawled on the floor. He stood back resolutely. If you hadn't barged in and invited, I would have given you a death-like sleep. Why have you gone through all the trouble of exposing yourself before the Seven Sisters? All deaths, as I said, all death will cause you far more anguish than merely dying. Cackle.
どうぞ
Go ahead, do as you like. Just as you always do what you want. I did what I wanted.
私もしたい
She wins this one. Anyway, you're not quite amusing at the present moment. Romance is most interesting when you're wondering whether it will succeed or not. If it does succeed, a woman is like Solomon who has finished laying its eggs. I've already tired of you.
ありがとう
Thank you.
魔女
No words from a witch would make me happier.
最も嬉しい言葉です
And at least in the end, let me see you die in a truly entertaining manner. Seven Sisters, can you hear me? Kill Shannon in a way that shows me the limits of brutality. Shannon,
申し訳ご
my
ざいません
apologies.
やはり私
In
に
the
は
end, I wasn't able to reach your level,
至
Genji-sama.
れませんでした
姉さんは
Yeah, Nijit Nisan. If you just let me be, you might not have had to meet her horrible hand.
ううん
No, it's
様
fine.
に指輪
I
を
received a ring from George and lived as a
あ
woman.
なたをかば
I
って
protected you and lived as a sister.
私のせい
With this, my life is complete. With no regrets.
なく全うした
Ah, you're pissing me off! Feel a difficult take, really irritating. Like I said, your furniture. You don't even smell like a human. Look at me. There's no way she just said that. There's no way she just said that. There's no fucking way. Oh my god, the Beatrice slip up. The Beatrice fucking slip up. She fucked up saying this. Oh my god. Most paradoxical crap like you. More incomplete than I am, your furniture. Okay. This is massive. This one we're gonna circle. I can't believe she said that. She fucked herself up so bad saying this. The worst part is, right now, she made Battler watch. So Battler is hearing this out. Battler is looking away, but Battler heard her saying, I am human, you are furniture. She fucked up.
醜い
Oh, ugly.
その
I
未
just
来
regret what you truly
あ
are.
なたの正体
Man, regret? This is called living.
それが生きるってもんだ。指輪も
What's this about not minding if you die just because you were given a ring? I can't understand it. It's incomprehensible, disappointing, outrageous, stunning, and it's all useless. You stole that from Battler. Beatrice, it's not okay to steal things from others. You can't steal that from Battler.
お嬢様
Oh, lady, perhaps you're acting a tad undignified. Shut up, furniture! Shut up. Do you think I'll let you die so easily? Now's the time to bite your tongue.
今のうちだ。
How pitiful.
もしも
If you can see yourself reflected in my eyes, then shudder at your own
お
ugliness.
ののくといい
Fear not. Once I crush you up, you'll be much more ugly even while you still live.
ぐちゃぐちゃに生きながら醜く潰してやるから。
At that time, Genji softly entered the red barrier. There's no way he's gonna do what I think he's gonna do. He's gonna give Shannon a mercy kill. And like, genuinely a good thing, considering the circumstances, that he gives her a mercy kill and that he takes it. The Axis barrier didn't block those without ill intent. Then, Genji gently held her from behind and covered her eyes with his right hand.
源氏様
Genji, you've already done enough. Go to sleep before me.
はい
Yeah,
ありがとうございます
thank you very much, Genji.
源氏様
Indeed. After that, Genji slowly pressed his left hand near her collarbone. As he did, emanating from that area, a crimson stain gently spread out. When Genji removed his hand, bright red, fresh blood oozed out of there. It only happened for the first instant. It was shaped like a crimson rose. And when he removed his right hand covering her face, the red from the red truce we've been making. Yeah, it's the red. Holy shit, the red blood. The red truth is made of blood. So wait, if you take blood, right? If you slit your own wrist, and then you take the blood and you write, I am going to become a millionaire in the next 5 seconds, will it happen? Will it happen? That is what I'm wondering now. There was a peaceful expression there, as though she was sleeping. Then she fell softly, silently, and slept. Her soul had already been sent to a world where the malicious witch in her furniture could not reach her, no matter how heavily they tortured her. It seemed that Beatrice and the Seven Sisters stunned. Only Runaway wore a mysterious smile. Then Genji leaned over Cannon, who was crouching on the floor. You did well. You should sleep now too. Yes,
ありがとう
thank you very much, Genji.
源氏様
Just as he had done with Shannon, he softly covered Cannon's eyes with his hand, then gently pressed the area around Cannon's collarbone with his other hand. And when the hand was removed with the likeness of a feather, there was a crimson rose there. But that rose shape quickly turned into a stain of a bright red blood pouring out. What is that?
それ
What a boring person.
生命の
Even though it's so fun to poke the balloon of life with a needle so that it forcefully
面
explodes,
白いのだろうが。
見事です
Spectacular, Genji.
それでこ
you
そ
truly are
核
furniture.
です。
Thank you very much.
それでは
Well then,
ベアトリー
Beatrice-sama, Runaway-sama,
これをもって
with this as my final
私
task,
の最後のお務
allow
め
me
と
to
し
rest.
おいとも
Damn you, snatching away my fun. Why don't I take all the thrashing and mashing I wanted to do to them and give it to you instead? Beatrice faced him with an unsatisfied expression. But Runobe spoke quietly to Genji with a serving smile.
You
have worked hard. You are my greatest servant. As a final gift, I shall bestow upon you a peaceful sleep, fitting for all the labors you have performed. What? Wait, it's not your place, sir! When the Runobe snapped his fingers, Genji slumped to the floor like a puppet, with his strings cut. Suddenly, and yet gently, he crumpled, falling into a sleep that no witch could call him back from. It was as filled with kindness as the sleep he had given Shannon and Cannon. Okay, first of all, Runobe the goat, and Genji, amazing guy. Like, it did kill them, but compared to the fact that, like, if Beatrice was gonna torture them, then revive them, to torture them again, on loop, until she gets bored, I think that Genji might be one of the best person on the island. No fun allowed, says Beatrice. What was that, Runobe? What a boring anticlimax. Are you not a mighty great wish beyond me? What happened here is hardly worthy of your concern. It isn't like you to let the provocation of someone like Shannon get to you. What was it that had Beatrice so irritated? Was she still unable to remove the scorn of Shannon's words? Runobe laughed lightly, as though lamenting the complexity of humanity and a woman's heart, and ordered the 7 sisters to go. After all, there were still 2 sacrifices left for the first twilight. The 7 sisters disappeared in ecstasy. That was a great chapter. That was great. I thought it was going to be a repeat of like what happened in Natsui's room, but that ending, right, with everyone, was great. Was really good. Good, I was doing the nighttime rounds. Workinjima had always been empty, except for the Ushiramiya family household. So checking that the doors and woods were well closed, with no real purpose. However, ever since the time Natsui had condemned such an attitude as being careless, the nighttime rounds has become part of the servants' daily routine. In the first place, Natsui had ordered this because of the occasional witch disturbances. Everyone who came and left his island knew about the legend of Beatrice, the witch of the forest. It had become established as his island's characteristic ghost story. Because of that, it was only natural that some people would claim that, when they thought they were alone in the mansion. They would hear a strange sound, or see the shadow of a person. However, when that created a little too much disturbance to reach Natsui's ears, she made a fuss, thinking that some suspicious person might have been entering and leaving. Apparently, she had roused all the servants and had them check throughout the mansion. Because all of that panic of the witch had happened before Goda's arrival, he had only heard about it from the more senior servants. Ghost stories like that could be found in any workplace. Even at the hotels and restaurants Goda had worked at, there had been plenty of them. So when we heard about that story on the island, we'd given a forceful smile, thinking, so they have that kind of thing here after all. Okay. That forced smile aside, he had figured that, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, and had taken it seriously. Goda went along with it on the outside, but in his heart, he'd assumed it to be a childish trick. At first, that is. It certainly is eerie. Yes, I can see why it was so easy for past servants to get into a panic. You could understand if someone doing the rounds on an eerie night like this might believe it's in a ghost if they saw a lace curtain waving in the breeze, for a window that hadn't been closed. So, if we make fun of the witch of the portrait, there is a curse. I think there was even a servant who received a serious injury and quit. Well, I wouldn't want that. At my age, I probably wouldn't be granted a workplace this hospitable again. Witch of the portrait, I'm working sincerely. But please, give me some peace. But I prayed to the portrait, is then together, as though he was at a Shinto shrine. At that time, he thought he heard a sound. The kitchen? Was that the sound of something falling on the floor? Maybe a mouse or a cockroach had come out and knocked over some of his dishes. No. How could that be? It was usually cleaned thoroughly. Thinking to check out what that noise really had been, Goda entered the kitchen. He turned on the kitchen light. When he did, he heard a strange sound. It's the rat from a tree. They're cooking food. Clank, 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 clank. To cook like Goda. The sound felt like the lid on a pressure cooker or something shaking. Surely, there wouldn't be a pot on the burner when no one was in the kitchen. Even if someone was using the gas, walking away from it would be quite dangerous. Just in case, Goda decided to inspect the area around the gas range. What is this? When he did, in the corner of the gas range, the pressure cooker already had been set out, just as he thought. But the flame wasn't on, and yet the lid was clanking. Was something fermenting and leaking gas? What could that be? If there was a mouse or something inside? How could there be? Ridiculous. When people were watching, Goda acted as though he had a bold personality fitting for his build. He actually had an unexpectedly timid side to him. He was frightened that there might be something inside, but he couldn't bring himself to shake it carelessly. Visual of a pot on the burner. Yeah. You could see the pot there. I mean, they reuse that background constantly throughout the series. But, you know, I like Goda. I thought he would be a little bit annoying, but, like, he's a bit of a dick, but he is a genuine guy, right? He's a bit of a dick, but he loves his job a lot, and that's the only thing he cares about, right? He's not an horrible person. He doesn't attack others, right? He's a bit of a dickhead who takes a bit too much pride in his work, but it's not like he actively sabotages others. He's a good guy. He is a good guy. And he doesn't have the furniture stuff going on. Yeah, he doesn't have that either. Same with Kumasawa. His cowardice. He grabbed a nearby wooden pestle. That wouldn't do shit for you, man. And with a clunk, he tapped it a little forcefully against the side of the pressure cooker. When he did, the clanking sound suddenly stopped. He should have been relieved that it had stopped. But the fact that he had stopped when he did it was even more eerie, and maybe even more suspicious about what was inside. If that was me, I would fuck off out of there. I would not stay here. God. What's this feeling now? There's no existence world. Like, I would grab a really long tool, right? Like, with a spatula in the back. Something like that is bone material. Yeah, but then why would it settle upon being touched? But, like, yeah, out of nowhere, pressure cooker clanking like that, without anybody's interaction, that is a reason to leave the room and call for help. Yeah, switches in magic, things like that couldn't possibly exist. All phenomena can be explained with science. The monsters and witches could exist. He's literally battler. A gutler. Like literally. Or badda. Which one sounds better? Goodler. Not gutler. He repeated that many times, trying to build up his own confidence. The gap between what he was saying and what he was doing was quite comical. Godler. Yeah, that checks out. Who would believe in a witch? Who would believe in magic or curses? Battler would. Come on. Show me what you really are. Like that. He removed the lid of the pressure cooker, and lying exposed there was a sparkling clean silver bottom of the pot. There was absolutely nothing frightening like he'd imagined. Oh, fucking hell. I accidentally moved forward. God damn it. Yeah, whenever I press a key, you have to keep in mind, right? My ass has big ADHD. So every second, like, you don't hear it, but I am moving constantly all over the place at any time. And right now, well, spreading my legs, not in that way. My leg hit the skip button for a second. There's no way there could have been anything inside. But now Goda realized that he had been a coward. So while he still had some dollars, so while it caused him to make that sound, I figured it wasn't a big problem. He decided not to worry about it too much. And he took the lead and grabbed, and roughly set it back down where it had been. It's fine. It won't make a sound. Of course it won't. As if witches or magic could exist. Clank. Clank, 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 clank. Huh? Clank, 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 clank. I love that sprite. That specific face is so good. All the pots and dishes in the kitchen started clanking at once. It grew even stronger, so that finally, the lid to one of the pots fell off. And from inside that pot, a slender white arm reached out. Beads fell off from the other pots, one after the other, and another, and another. As if witch would exist! They jumping my goats, no! If I'd believe it. When the number of arms grew to 7, a loud shrill laughter split the air. What a letdown! Too bad that someone who can make such delicious food is such a lightweight. If the one name I'm thinking is all mine. I said no! I'll take him! Huh? What? Goda is gonna suffer because the others got killed instantly. No! Come on, let's search. There's only one more. That old hag. Where is she? He's in the mansion, but what about the guest house? I was right. I was right to point it out. I was right. I was right. All along. I was right to point it out. Where are they? If I hadn't made this shot that took like 30 minutes, I would never have noticed. Where the fuck are they? They shouldn't be here. Or they should be here. Why are they not included anywhere? Did they go up into the forest to find the hidden mansion? Is that what it is? They jump good does. Sadly, yes. It's over. Oh my god. Come on, search, search, find her, find her! Don't be noticed by the relatives in the dining hall, right? I'm gonna get noticed by the kids in the guest house, right? Such insight and skill in silence. After all, it's still just the first twilight. He is in the guest house. But she wasn't in the mansion either, right? Hey, hey, I found her! I found her! She's in the rose garden! Well, she's standing around there without an umbrella. She's already given up. Oh mine! Oh mine! Oh mine! You blockheads can't just sit here and watch. I told you, no, this one's mine! What if we take any longer, we'll be scolded by Beatrice. Let's take care of it all at once. There, father surrounded her. Come on, let's get along and do it all at once, okay? Die! What the fuck? Kumasawa is the last person I expected to show off magical power. Like, straight up. Uh-huh. What? What? What is this? Yeah, flex so hard and under the rain. Yeah. Or is it more like... Or is it more like a barrier? It's so strong that the rain can't even penetrate it. Right? And that's why she's just waiting outside. Because she doesn't care about the rain. I think that's it. Welcome to the boss battle. And then a little life bar appears at the top. Kumasawa, destroyer of the stakes. And then it turns out that like 5 or 7 stakes died in the fights. Kumasawa took them all down. What naughty girls. You wouldn't happen to be friends of that child, would you? Just what is this old dagger? There's got to be some mistake. One more time. Why could you defend against us? Move aside. One more time. No matter how often you try, it won't work. This person is good. I am waiting for that child. Would you mind calling for her? You really expect us to run errands for you like that? There's no need. Beatrice! After all, even I have manifested by now. I was certain that you'd awaken. Hold on there. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's truly a long time. This person is talking to Renove without using Sama. And it's been a long time since I've seen you too, Beatrice. He's not even using Sama for Beatrice. Enough. Don't you know what this is? The name Beatrice itself is... I called it! I fucking called it! I fucking called it all along! I fucking knew it! Okay, I didn't know it was Kumasawa. Like that is completely unexpected, and that is impressive, right? But the fact that I called that like there's another Beatrice, right? That there was 2 Beatrices and one of them is the mother of the other. Or at least they have some connection, but there's 2 Beatrices. I called that. I'm a fucking genius. Like, the deduction is easy and everyone made it before, right? But, this is like fucking truth nukes all around. Holy shit. I called this stream Truth Nuke, right? Truth Nuclear Bomb. But like, this is more than that. All throughout. Kumasawa swagging. No, absolutely. Holy shit. I only wrote it from her. This is my teacher. The previous Lady Beatrice. Okay. Okay. would not have expected any lesser. Wait a second. Wasn't that? Oh my god. Do you think other people made the connection? Like, look, if I go back to it, right? I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna go back to the start of episode 3. They kind of look similar. They kind of look similar. Okay, she's gonna pop up now. Here we go. They kind of look similar. Do they? No, I'm just imagining it, I think. Give me a second. I'm using the paint thing, but like I'm not showing it because I'm just extracting her face. Right now, here we go.
Yoi.
Okay, no, I am smoking. There is literally no resemblance in the two. Wait, no, we're gonna wait until like there's actual CG popping up. Okay. The previous Lady Beatrice? Gold butterflies appeared in ones and twos from the Garden of Roses, and began to gather around Kumasawa. This is cool and all, but... Do you think some people made the connection before it actually was shown? I definitely made that connection, by the way. I definitely guessed that Kumasawa was the old Lady Beatrice all along. Like, clearly. Right? Like, look at her. They look exactly the same. Do you really want an answer? Only to the question, did people figure out, like, I bet people who figured out before that this was the case. Just yes or no on that one. Like, people made a deduction before, and I just completely missed it. Yes, okay. Good to know. I'm a moron then. Okay, other answer. Is it odd to notice, or am I a moron? Okay, give me a second. There you go. Then, after she was wrapped in a golden sparkle, she burst and disappeared, and Kumasawa's form was no longer there. Instead, there was another golden witch, the one who once stood the path of an endless witch to Beatrice, and the only person Beatrice ever called teacher. Her hair was long, beautiful, and vividly youthful, and her figure in that elegant dress couldn't possibly have been mistaken for an old lady. No, this looked like a completely different person from Kumasawa. Like, generally, I really don't see much of a resemblance in the end. Oh, well, teacher, I never even dreamed that we would meet each other again. Yes, neither did I. I certainly never dreamed that my sleep would be disturbed. Such a troublesome time for you to awaken. If you'd remained asleep as usual, the first twilight could have ended without much trouble. Perhaps I should be glad you're here. I was just getting a tad bored. As usual, they think you're toying with sinless people in a vulgar game. I believe I told you several times that the power of the witch, the endless witch, mustn't be used to cause people trouble. Don't take that, teacher. Isn't boredom a natural enemy? It's just a little spice just came from that. The more the courage advances, the stronger my power becomes, and the easier it is to summon my minions. But who would have thought it would release a seal on you? teacher at the same time. The coercion of Butler, that's what she means, right? When she's speaking about the coercion. It's precisely because I predicted such a thing would happen. But I slept so very close to where you were. I prayed in my sleep that I would not be woken again. Being reunited with you like this is a very sad thing for me. Yes, scanning as always, teacher. Cackle. Renove. Oh fuck.
困りました。
As the young furniture stepped back, furniture only serves its master. The master is responsible for all of our crimes. Certainly, Madame Beatrice. I have already passed that name on to this child. Come now, step back. Furniture girl. I may give warning the second time if you did not listen to the first. However, do not expect to receive a third.
下がりなさい。
Step back, Seven Sisters of Purgatory.
連続巻き添えにな
If
れ
you
ば
get dragged into
塵
this,
と化します
only dust will remain.
下がれ
Back, everyone! Renove and the Seven Sisters retreated. After that, what remained was Beatrice, whose their expression didn't falter. And the teacher Beatrice, who had given up that name and wore a composed smile. That's really important. Well then, teacher, what she shall prepare for our long-awaited reunion. Let's see. This reunion was longer in coming than the visit of a comet. Perhaps I would accept your hospitality. And if it seems a mistake has been made, I'll have you return my name and the title of the switch. Cackle, cackle. So even the title of the switch has the license renewal policy? As you wish, teacher. See how splendid your disciple has become, and see how far she surpassed you so long ago. The air between the two Beatrices seemed to explode with sparks. Just by glaring at each other, they purged all spirits from the place. As we watched, the Seven Sisters shivered. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt in such a cinematic moment, but I need to know. No, she's not here yet. Okay. If you had retreated just 3 steps left of the path, we would have already been turned to dust by now. Still come, Beatrice. Surrendering my name to you is the only regret I have in life. I will not correct that error by my own hand. Cackle, cackle. Tick, 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 tick. Hey, she's 100% losing that fight, sadly. You got it wrong, teacher. My only error was becoming a disciple in the hopes of gaining such a puny level of power. You get it? What are you calling magic? What are you calling the endless switch? All you've got is a power that can be gained just by noticing, right? And you act as though that's so great and impressive. Your turn's long over, teacher. A power that can only be gained by noticing. I don't have a clue what's going on anymore. Yeah, no shit, Battler. You're just so Kurosawa. Turn into an old girl that is called Beatrice. Okay, if I was Battler, like the person who raised me, like one of the person who raised me when I was a kid, turned out to be a fucking witch and able to summon fields and fly in the air, I would probably be very confused too. What in the world is happening right in front of my eyes? The poor thing. Oh, hi! It seems like disciple is causing you trouble. I apologize. What the heck are you? What did old Kurosawa turn into a Nishan like this? Kurosawa hijack. I mean, seriously, what are you? I don't get it. What kind of special effects are these? Man, it feels like it's gonna explode. Yeah, I was a witch teacher of that child. My old name was Beatrice. When the child succeeded me, I gave up that name, so I have no name of my own.
を持つ
Like you've already said, the disciple's been a real pain to me. Take responsibility and do something. No, wait. I don't believe in stuff like this. The witches and magic could exist. I won't accept this messed up battle. Damn it, what should I believe? Beller is completely lost. Beller has no idea what's going on. Poor guy.
あなたらしい
They're just like you. Hospitality with a very quick temper. I'd expect nothing less from you, teacher. It seems this is trivial to you. You'll even feel like opening your eyes. But I doubt you'll be able to win unless you're prepared to wreck this whole island. See? Alright, shoulder war towers.
冒険の先頭
Yeah, no, exactly, Polipro. What the fuck is going on? Did she summon fucking powers? What? Terrific earth tremors split the rose garden, and on either side of her shoulders, two massive war towers sprawled and stabbed into the heavens. They stretch up 200 meters tall, and each had over 360 ports. The war towers was a goddamn corpse, which had prevented even groups of ancient heroes from invading the sacred grounds. Beatrice elegantly floated in the gap between the massive two-headed towers. She looked down on the teacher, leering with a sense of absolute superiority. With the two massive towers lined up behind his shoulder, the witch looked very small. Yeah, no, I agree, Sapphik. Like, you gotta remember, right? An important fact that you have to remember is that every single family member right now is in the parlor room. All of them. All of them in the parlor room. Which, never mind, wait, I just remembered. They made a point of saying that the Ushirimiya family, in general, is absolutely horrible at seeing magic and dealing with magic. Which is something that Beatrice hated, because it meant that, you know, she could not interact with them, could not see her. So I guess Hideyoshi on the other end does not have the blood, yeah. You're gonna try for a smoke and see this shit. Like a butterfly dancing between huge trees. Get dazzled by turning into butterflies, okay? And the sea of the tweet tells rage wouldn't just make you a pinbox temple. It would make you madly stab pincushion, right? Over 720 forts opened in the towers, and godly soldiers raided their multi-shot ballistas. Like, I'm gonna be honest, right? You said someone who just watched one scene, episode 2 suddenly opening right now. I, myself, have read since episode 1, and I still have no idea what the fuck is going on. Yeah, unless you're shit. It's not magic, it's just LSD. Is that the end of your turn? Famous last words. Blast away! The ballista shots outnumbered over 1,000 were all fired at once during a beautiful geometric curtain of death. The boorish sound of the bowstrings were played was probably even deeper than that of a reaper swinging in Seiko. Arise, fallen tower, speak the single language, but let that thing be known. Is she rising the Tower of Babel? Of Babel? However it's pronounced? Is that what she's raising? The sky was stained and incandescent red. From between the clouds, a blazing, massive tower fell upside down. That massive failing tower in its rubble sucked in the thousands of ballista shots, so that not one of them approached the body of the witch who had summoned it. That's right, no group of people, no matter how large, could approach the mysteries of heaven. That was the reality of the fallen tower. That would be great, epic. But yeah, this is literally 2. If you think about it, if we're playing Danmaku right now, I would expect from you, teacher. If you do something, you always do it big. My turn isn't over. Come, rise, sons of Vivaldi. Bestow upon me a worthy spear. Then she gets Battler. As the massive crimson tower that had fallen made a terrible gold-colored explosion, the massive spear appeared from inside those flames, so tall, like a tower, that you had to look up to see all of it. It was too large even for a giant's hands. The divinely beautiful spear of the gods was so massive, it gave the illusion that the fallen tower had turned into a spear of the same size. It was a sphere of certain victory, that no one could escape. Looks like your twin towers won't help you now. I am the airplane and you are the twin towers. And Battler is the jet fuel that has been undermining your foundation of this tower all along. SS what? What do you mean SS? Oh, screenshot that what? No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, no, you're right. I thought you meant like clip it on Twitch. Okay, it's time to do an edit. It's time to spend a long while to do an edit. Okay. Right? I can't. God damn it. I'm looking at the... I was looking online, right? And I saw a... I wanted to like look at the picture of the Twin Towers. But first of all, that might be a bit too much, right? Like... Okay. I have a couple things, right? I can't. Just like that is enough. Great. We're oversizing this one though. A bit too huge. No, not the Twin Towers. $200 may be good. Okay. No, don't invert the color. Is that good? Is that good with Kumasawa as a face? Is that good? I'm wondering. Yeah, cool. I want to go all in on the joke, but I don't think I could. I don't think I should. Alright. Anyways. I am, however, going to save this moment. You can't defend against even a single sphere. Which is not the fingers of command. The massive tower-side sphere shot at Beatrice like a lightning bolt. He then right for the middle of the center of the golden witch's heart, with extreme precision, as she danced in the gap between the towers like a butterfly, slicing straight for the air like a flash of lightning. He's got near at a moment like this. Really are incredible, teacher. Burst useless towers. Arise, shine, follow your battle line. Fully block that divine sphere with your shields and chests. Golden War towers exploded in gold. They became several billion gold butterflies. Billion? Are you sure you mean billion? Okay. Okay, important. Important! Alright? This is important. I want to imagine how big the scale is, right? When they say billions... Oh fuck, don't worry, don't worry. I just clicked once. Wait, no. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, wait. Go back. So that way you don't miss it. Just... Because the cutscene was pretty cool. Just... There will be young gold butterflies. Alright? Billion. Okay? So... The average of... butterfly is about 30 millimeters in size, right? That's what I looked up on Google. 30 millimeters? Then you have a billion, which if you assume it's a cube, right? It should be, what would it take in size for the cube, right? A billion is 10 to the power of 9. So 10 to the 30, it's just 10 to the 3. That doesn't sound right. So wait, 1,000. No, it doesn't take 30 meters. Right? And if you put all of them in a cube, if you put all of them in a cube, that would be like a 30-meter cube. Right? I don't know. I think it feels wrong. But she snapped the fingers in command. The massive tower size spear shot the Beatrice like a lightning bolt. Name right for the middle, yeah. Ha! So you use gun near a moment like this. I mean, a 30-meter cube is fucking massive. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, you said several billions. A 30-meter cube is massive, to say the least, right? This shit is nothing to joke about. Okay. And now, that's the cutscene you missed. There came several billion gold butterflies. Those butterflies took the shape of 7 massive armored soldiers. Each straight a full 15 mirror into the sky. And they lined up in front of Beatrice, protecting the master and holding massive shields that towered like windmills. Imagine! Really, just imagine seeing a screenshot like this, with like the accompanying text. Least eventful day in Wakajima, yeah! The witch behind them was like a small moon, I think, behind the mountains. Once in the past, when the massive shields faced giant hell had been raided by the whole regiment. We had protected killed will tassels, not only from arrows, but from the wind and the rain. But when they had faced upwards and held their shields to the heavens, not a single raindrop had gotten through. Foolish. The shame of a witch who forgotten to respect things sacred. You think mere giants could defend against the sphere of the gods? Indeed. No matter how much human metal you're armed with, you cannot block the spear of the gods. Wonderful epaulette mat by Madame. Wait, Beatrice! Of course I haven't forgotten, teacher. Alright, this suppose will pre-fight this. Bestow upon me a worthy shield. The golden whirlwind arose at the feet of the giant soldiers. It was a cloud of countless butterflies. They attached themselves to the meshed shields, like gold leaf, sparkling like they were a gold mirror. It was the absolute defensive wall, given to a goddess by the feet of the god, the Aegis shield. When the only spear, which left a dignified tail behind it like a comet, crashed into the mountain range of the gold field, there was a terrible, thunderous roar. There was a creaking of the pillars that held up the heavens. The divine sphere spun around and around and was sent flying in the direction of the setting sun. Impossible. She defended against the divine sphere. No, that is not correct. The divine sphere avoided her. It is the law of the gods that an absolute sphere and an absolute shield must never fight one another. Although in the end, it means the same thing as defending against it. Your skill improved from engaging in these fights so often. However, it seems you're still as bad as ever at this kind of game, teacher. It's my turn to strike back. I shall follow his code and cut her a spear with a spear. The giant soldier battle line, which had fully blocked the divine spear, released its only gold shields. The shield fell to the earth, making the ground shake. Duvet now! Butler is gonna wake up, like in the Butler and Giscard gonna wake up and go, huh, it shook around a lot last night. How did we not get woken up? Like only Maria dibs. What the fuck? When they did, another gold whirlwind arose, and the 7 gold shields changed their form to 7 massive spears of lightning lying on the ground. At once, each of the giants lifted one of their legs high, and firmly stomped on the peak of the Endor. As the earth shook with a thunderous sound, the 7 lightning spears spun beautifully, and flew up above the giant soldiers' heads. They scattered into a golden splash and began to hold before the giants. Each of the giants squared off, with the force of their whole body, they kicked and smashed them. Their broken pieces numbered exactly 30, and became lightning spears of exactly the same size as the originals. Which made 210 for the 7 giants, and all of those burst at once, with each splitting into 30 tons, for a total of 6,300. They became a barrage of thunderous clouds, drawing a beautiful geometric pattern. And then the earth changed, each changed into 3 bolts of lightning, so that 18,900 thunderbolts shot at the predecessor of Beatrice. And then, the locked room turned out to be locked. And we have to figure out who locked the room and how they got past the lock. Let's switch perspective to the locked room of episode 2, right? This is about just as similar. Now, how did they put the letter in the parlor? I swear. I want to make it clear. I'm laughing, but I'm enjoying this. yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, no, not true. George already came back by that point in time. It's over. Beatrice Sama would expect nothing less from Madame. That bundle of almost 20,000 thunderbolts must have reduced the Tincture's body to dust. But there had been no resistance. Beatrice knew immediately that she had been fooled. At that time, from the direction that the sun had supposedly set, she felt the impossible rays of sunlight. Did she raise the fucking sun? There ain't no fucking way. A brilliant rain of light shone on her profile. It was a figure of a teacher, owning aloft the spear of the gods that had supposedly been repelled a short while ago. She bore a sparkle like the sun on her back and made it shine on the incarnation of darkness. As Beatrice watched, she was trapped like a mouse in a cage, cornered in the dead end formed by the giant soldier battle line. And now, the predecessor Beatrice had seized the position directly alongside that line. Playtime is over, Beatrice. Bye. Exposed by flank? A bold expression I hadn't folded even once, but now it twisted for the first time. Faster than Beatrice could click her tongue. The predecessor Beatrice. Why don't you just call him Kumisawa like everyone else does? Released the old fear. As it leapt through the air, it changed its form once more. Okay, close up. Alright, close to the screen. Are we gonna kiss? Yeah, no, you have to not forget that in this family, right, there are people in the silence. Alright, so, he's dead, she's fighting, he's dead. There's still Nanjo, Natsui, Hideyoshi, and Kiri on the island. 4 people who do not have any Ushiromiya blood. Who are somehow not reacting to this. Or they are going to react. Nanjo's gonna wake up and go, did you see that the fucking lance, the fucking spear of the god, the sun rose to fight against giants 50 meters tall on the island? And then the rest of the family will tell you, old man, are you okay? Let's put you to bed, okay? You need some sleep. Come, arise, Dwarga brothers. Bestow upon me the giant smashing iron hammer of the heaven. Yeah, Kumisawa does that. Yeah, people just censor that. It's a fish flavor. Giant soldiers, protect me! What are you doing, you blockheads? My knight was no longer a spear, but the whirlwind of a massive hammer that had raised a sound like a windstorm as it flew through the air. It was a legendary hammer that had shaken even the king of the frost giants. So the giant soldiers couldn't escape from that fear. So regardless of how strongly the master who ordered them, they couldn't get in the path of the hammer. Background mate! Rest in peace. Damn it! Before the whirlwind of the massive sharp of metal, Beatrice was nothing more than a mere speck. The instant the whirlwind started to suck Beatrice in, he appeared to change into a massive war tower. The iron hammer smashed the war tower, scattering tremendous amount of rubble, but it did not reach she what escaped beyond it. Furthermore, when the smoke started to settle, the war tower had sucked in the massive iron hammer without crumbling and dug away. Even the giant smashing iron hammer couldn't break through the final tower protecting the witch. However, this war tower was actually the witch's last trump card. It was a war tower for dodging that could only save her from danger once. But this tower was impregnable. No weapon could break through it. And at that time, the moon disappeared. As Beatrice hid in the shadows of the giant soldier battle line and the war tower, she looked up at the sky. When she did, inside the moon, was the figure of a massive horse, ridden by the god of war and death. A crank of Zenaichi is worthy of the endless Switch title. This is not real. All of this, okay, no, I know what's happening. Okay, no, I know, right? Why did I not think of that before? This is Maya sleeping. This is Maya's dream. Maya is dreaming about this. That explains it all. Oh my god. Probably throwing hands with the real Beatrice quotation mark. Yeah, that's probably what's actually happening, right? The real Kumisawa actually grabbed a knife and is actually fighting the murderer one-on-one. The predecessor Beatrice rode the horse with him. His cloak had blocked out the moon and swallowed it in an airy shadow. And the sphere of the god was in an end once more. In other words, he was a godly knight who had jumped off from the rampart formed by the giant soldiers of the War Tower, attacking from the heavens. Beloved mates. It would be funny. You got me? Beloved mates. It was fun, Beatrice. Novel mode. The struggle to the death between the two witches of the same name was over. And the predecessor died. 900%. I'm certain of it. The sphere that had been launched from the heaven pierced the ground. I'm gonna cry if she dies. I hope the current Beatrice dies. The giant soldier battle line. The war tower split up into countless gold butterflies, wrapping the area in a gold-colored storm. Then came the sound of thunder, the sound of the falling rain and wind. If you looked around, the rose garden was empty. The butler and the rest were watching the two witches confronting each other, but Beatrice alone had changed. Yeah, she survived. She had been pierced straight through a spear from the base of her neck and her right shoulder to her left buttocks, unable to even reach the ground with her feet. Horribly exposed like a pitiful pinned butterfly, tormented by the wind and rain. Shows graphic of that. Coward. Beatrice-sama. As expected. A truly fearsome person. That settles it, Beatrice. Ouch! Beatrice wore a bitter smile of false courage. But a strand of blood dangled from her mouth, making her look even more pitiful. The title, Power of the Endless Witch, you will return them to me now, along with the name Beatrice. You are too immature to call yourself an Endless Witch. Yeah, Kumasawa got ends for sure. Stop! Forgive me, teacher. I was just fooling around, okay? I will take my name back from you. I shall return you to your original form. Perhaps you should relinquish this power which is beyond you, or leave aloof, suitable for yourself. Live a life, not live. Come, try to remember. What form did you have? The predecessor Beatrice began to recite the words of power. When she did, small gold butterflies gathered near the skewered Beatrice began to swarm about her. It's what she did with Battler at the start of episode 3, I remember. Like butterflies sucking the nectar out of flowers. It began to suck the magical power out of Beatrice, and it seemed to cause her intense pain. The cry of anguish issued from Beatrice's mouth. She no longer had any power to resist it. Come, try closing your eyes. Try to remember. What form did you have? Come, Beatrice. Repeat it with me. Let us sing a song together. And it will be over soon. Let us end your pain as fast as possible. That's a new sprite, by the way. She never made that expression before. Yeah, right. How long has it been? Sing some song with you, teacher. Come together now. Come. Try to remember. What form did you have? Yeah, Beatrice is gonna find a way to kill her, right? Come, try to remember. What form did you have? As two of them began to recite the same song, more and more gold butterflies danced around, swarming around Beatrice. But which one? It will be alright, my lady. You will use a place as medicinal, but that will not change the fact that you are the lady I serve. After that, I shall read a book for you again. I shall bake you apple pies once more, just like it was long ago. Come, try to remember. Yes, try to remember. You're finally starting to remember. Hey, teacher. Did you remember that thing behind you? What is this? When the predecessor Beatrice looked behind her, there was an eerie hedgehog curled up there. No, it was herself. There was another predecessor Beatrice, whose whole body had been packed with ballista shots, laying there like a pin-cushioned doll. It's Sonic! I'm trying to remember. What form did you have? I mean, that's not right. Oh, were you killed? No way! The predecessor was stunned. The form gradually began to fade away. How did she die? It says, when did you? I'd not summoned a pair of soldier towers. There were 4 towers. You carelessly stepped across the 7th rank boundary of death, created by the 2 hidden towers, which were locking a distance on either side of you. It was bad enough of me to say check this late. I simply must apologize. Cackle, cackle, cackle. The battle had been decided at the very beginning. Decided. It had been over since the time of the predecessor had leaned forward, readying an early spear to attack Beatrice, who had been wedged between her shoulder towers. The hidden towers, looking on either side, bathed her in a windstorm of ballista shots from 720 ports on both sides, pinning and killing her. However, Beatrice hadn't wanted it to be resolved like that. She had wanted to let her teacher take her next move, and had continued acting as though the game was still on. She had immediately revived her with the endless power, and had made her continue the game as though nothing had happened. Then the predecessor slowly remembered that she had already been killed, and began to vanish completely. When she did, the spear she summoned also vanished. Beatrice finally landed on the ground. There wasn't even a trace of a scar. It was fun. Teacher, if you want to play again, I'll revive you at any time. And once we've had some fun, I'll make you remember that you're a corpse again. See? I did everything you told me to, right? Didn't you tell me to always put my toes back in their boxes when I'm done playing with them? Nothing ever happens. Was it an easy victory? You fool! It was a tough one. If I hadn't tricked her with 4 towers, I would have been the one dead. As I expect from teacher. You know I can stand proud. Now I have completely surpassed teacher. Where are they? Clean up teacher's remains a bit. I haven't lost my respect for her that much. Suddenly, the night's first twilight became a little too riotous. A little cleanup will be necessary. I shall see to it immediately. Goods! It is time to clean up. When Runove snapped his fingers, blazing, sparkling eyes began to blink open in the shadows and darkness. If predecessor doesn't pop up again, I will cry. I really hope she pops up again. Becoming goat-headed attendants that appeared one after another. One by one, they wordlessly stood at attention in a line behind Runove's back. It's time. What should be done about the 6 corpses? Another closed room pattern. I mean, knowing what to think now. I will leave it to you, Runove. An extraordinarily close room to torment Butler, if you would. Certainly. That shall be extraordinary. Extraordinary. Kaku, ha 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 ha. Okay, where's Battler? Battler, did you see my big moment? Damn it! After being shown as crew that magical storm, what can I deny? Forget just witches existing. After being shown the tremendous flashy fantasy, what can I deny now? I don't get it anymore. It was like that last time too, but how can I deny these awesome, wonderful magical battles? Isn't that right? After watching this, you can't talk your way out of it, right? Okay, Battler, let me hear some ridiculous reasoning. I'm Battler right now. I'm trying to figure out my theory, right? The thing that hurts me the most is this. Like, it was like that last time too. So we saw when Beatrice rode on a cloud of butterflies shaped like a hand and pierced through the walls. He saw that. So how can you deny that? Like, with the trick, right? Because like there was a trick in episode 2. Wait. In Umineko Part 2, right? There was a trick with this right there. And I assumed that the only reason this worked was because either Rosa is in on it, or Rosa is just... I don't fucking know what Rosa is doing. But like, if Rosa has to be in on it, right? For this to happen. For her to believe. And honestly, I think she is in on it. So like... Is this the same shit, right? Where Beatrice shows up in an event. But the actual reality... Oh! Wait. Is the idea that all those magical battles are things that look super cool only if you acknowledge they happened. If you don't acknowledge, right, this event could be simply described as Rosa giving the fake Beatrice a candy and then saying, oh yeah, it turned into butterflies. And because Beatrice believes in that, right, they both believe in that, and this event right there depicted is what they think happened to some degree. Like, I don't know, I feel like they're, from what I'm understanding, right, of this entire magic thing, it has to be physical for it to look magical. Magic is cool and all, but if there's no basis in reality, it doesn't work, right? As they said, it's like the miracle of life. It's a small, tiny miracles that get like very, very lucky bullshit. I don't know. In this case, I really think that overall, all of this shit, you can't deny it because it's shown from the perspective of someone who believes in it. And if that's the case, then none of it matters, right? Because I could very well believe that Beatrice is like 40 foot tall and that she's just kicking around the Ushirimiya mansion and just killing everyone that way. And then she goes on to conquer the world. And I can show that to Butler, right? But that's not what actually happened. Not unless the actual in-story Butler notices it, then it's not real. That's the thing, right? That I may turn out wrong. But as long as in-story, not meta, in-story Butler sees a thing, right? Then it's not real. Until then, it's just Beatrice's perspective. And Beatrice believes in anything. So everything becomes applicable. Right? So, I don't know. That's my idea. I'll stop after this chapter. The lady, your laugh is becoming undignified. Oh, my apologies, but that isn't my fault. After all, your Butler tightly closes his eyes now, trying to deceive. It shows me that ever so bitter expression. It just automatically seeps out of my mouth, you see. So, Butler, why don't you return to the table without losing heart? My lady is expecting your counter-attack, you see. Quit messing with me. How the hell can I make a counter-argument? In the first place, everything was already screwed up when the tower spread it up out of the earth. Could I say that under the ground in Rokujima there's a secret laboratory for building super law combining robots or something? Oh, fuck. I don't get it. Don't talk to me. Look, don't cry, okay? Bang, bang, it's magic. If you want, I'll crush the moon and make comets fall like rain. I can't even bury the whole island, that massive breasted Nishans you like so much. Please? Retrieve that. Retrieve that. Yeah, retrieve that. Like, retrieve that the tower actually happened, Beatrice. Retrieve the lab under Rokujima. Except that there's the credit and things you can do. Useless against this, right? Actually, you like this kind of fantasy, don't you? I get it. That's been going on the streets lately, hasn't it? In mangas and light novels, in animes and movies. Some teenage brats get a whole bunch of strange abilities. They blow up all sorts of stuff with the fate of the world on the line. You love tattoo, don't you? I know, don't hate it. You love it, right? Hasn't the thing you love just been displayed before your very eyes? That's the thing, again. It's in the eye of the believer. You believe it in manga and anime, but you won't believe in me. Believe it. You can't ever argue back, not after you've been shown something like this, right? Clock answer. You don't need to think. You can just immediately say, I'm sorry, Beatrice. Look, try saying it. I'm sorry, Beatrice. Try saying it. Say it. Don't be embarrassed. Yeah, it was absolute anime, and honestly, it was peak. Honestly, it was total peak. Six AM. Yeah, what if it just showed up? That would be great. This stream is officially Hideyoshi fan club. Like, let's be clear. Soon running out of space. I'll have to make backlogs. I started on January. Like, I started reading this in January. It took me a month to finish episode 1, right? February 23. Nearly 2 months for episode 2. And apparently this one is even longer. Oh my god. We're gonna stop here for today. Not a really eventful stream. Not much happened, right? It's a bit of a shame. I really hope that like something would happen. But you know what they say? Nothing ever happens. So very sad thing. But I'll be seeing you guys in the next 20 years. Probably. I don't fucking know. Bye bye.